Okay, this video is being made on June 11th, 2015. This particular phone has been out of service now for over a year. When it fell out of service, it was not, the clock on it was not set for daylight savings time. So it's actually about an hour and 8 minutes behind, an hour and 8 minutes ahead of the actual time. As you can see by my new phone is 12:19 p.m. Now, bear with me for a second. This is an update video, okay? Now, I'm also tape recording my statements right now. Let me turn my other phone down because I'm getting messages concerning Twitter. Now, what I'm going to do, since I got a running recording, audio tape recorder running, I want to, as a fail-safe, I want to go into the menu right now and then scroll down to the Tools feature. Okay? And within that is a feature called the voice command. It enables the phone to state the date and time electronically, even though, again, the time is about an hour and 8 minutes ahead of the actual time. I'm doing this for a fail-safe so the digital recording audio tape recorder can also have the phone state the date and time on it for fail-safe purposes. Please bear with me just 1 second.
Say a command. June 11th, Thursday, 1:16 p.m. Say a command.
Can I do it one more time?
June 11th, Thursday, 1:16 p.m.
Okay, now I apologize for that, folks. I'm aware that it's taking a couple minutes to get this video started. I do apologize for that. Please stay with this video, because this is going to be one of the literally best videos that I have ever made. This is an update video, and as a result of you being able, and I apologize for my appearance. Today I'm wearing scraggly clothes, because what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be looking for additional hiking areas. I've been made homeless as a direct result of being what is known as an organized stalking, gang stalking target individual. So when I go and search for hiking areas to so I can pitch my tent and be able to sleep, which we all need to do, obviously. The goal for me is to do multiple things when it comes to looking for hiking areas. One is to see the idiots that are perpetrating the organized stalking, gang stalking of me and other selected target individuals in San Diego County, the state of California. Gang stalking is a type of a crime, just like robbery, home invasion, the automobile theft, whatever. It is not stalking by gangs. So when you research these criminal realities on the internet in-depthly with a mature posture, you'll be able to indisputably conclude, even with just common sense deliberations, that this is nothing but organized crime in the system at the federal, state, and county level in every state in the United States. It is literally occurring in every neighborhood, town, city, county, and state in the United States, and these criminal realities are also occurring in other countries. So, the only way to understand what is going on when it comes to organized stalking, which can also be termed as gang stalking, is to investigate these crimes with a mature posture, meticulously, in-depthly, and then cross-reference the information that comes up, synthesize it together, and you will end up with a holistic pictorial representation concerning who is perpetrating these criminal realities, how they operate, how they operate, and even the criminal motivations concerning why target individuals are targeted to begin with. One selected target individual can be picked for multiple different criminal motivations. In fact, one target can be picked for 10 to 12 different types of crimes. Absolutely. Now, hold on 1 second. When you go to Google and you type in organized stalking, I'm going to probably say gang stalking in this video, but when you research this criminality in reference to the descriptions that I described, the best way to research it is first take each description, each term, like gang stalking in police, gang stalking in hospitals, gang stalking in doctors, lawyers, judges, fire department, social services, social security, businesses. Take each one of those described terms, okay, each one of those descriptions, and first research each one to organized stalking. Hold on a second. cigarette because I just got done doing some work. Hold on. If you're a child, don't start smoking. Now, anyways, if you're an adult, don't start smoking. Now, basically, when you do, see, because what I'm stating to you is in my opinion, as a result of educated knowledge and experience, is that when you type in each description to organized stalking first, investigate thoroughly each what comes up per description, and then take each description and cross-reference it to gang stalking, you'll be able to take all the information that comes up from each description and synthesize the information together once you cross-reference it. And you will conclude that this is nothing but organized crime in the system. It's basically a nationwide syndicate. It appears that there's two main ones that are operating, one on the East Coast and one on the West Coast, and they do network together. So, and it's in the system, make no mistake about it, and they do have influence to influence. And now, let me just backtrack for 1 second, and then I'll get into the meat and potatoes pertaining to why I'm making this specific video. Organized stalking can also be perpetrated by organized crime, institutions, the wealthy, cults, church groups. It doesn't matter though, because no matter who initiates it, once the target individual is put on the list to be a target individual by them, the other types of groups, okay, that perpetrate it, okay, work together in order to achieve the objectives concerning the gang stalking, concerning what is perpetrated against the target. In other words, let's say like a university can sense that a person could be a problem concerning like maybe being a whistleblower about something that they seen, heard, whether it be by accident or not. They might then fear that the target individual could cause a problem someday, and then initiate gang stalking against them. Once that occurs, that target being put on the list, the government that's involved in it, the organized crime that can be involved in it, basically the entire system is notified. They then, it's like a tentacle, okay? The head being the organized crime in the system at the federal, state, and county levels, and then they basically can use these protocols, okay, to make sure that the target individual's complete life is absolutely destroyed in every aspect that you can think of. In other words, do you know how you function on a daily basis? You basically, you have an apartment, you have a studio, you know, like a room for rent, a house, you live in a motel, you might even live in your car. It doesn't matter. Basically what I'm saying is that these criminal animals had the power, the positions, and the influence to destroy every aspect of your life. Hold on. Let me put my shirt back on. Because they're using their employment descriptions for these criminal realities. Now, it doesn't matter why you're targeted, okay? The point being is that once you become a target, you can also then be used for criminal motivations. Absolutely. You can be targeted because you became a whistleblower and then end up being a victim of human trafficking as a result of being a victim of this crime because they are involved in human trafficking. They're involved in identity theft, land co-opting, property co-opting, mortgage co-opting, trust fund liquidation, all different types of mortgage schemes. You would not believe what I know. Okay? Illegal syndicated probate control. So, anyways, let me just take a puff off my cigarette here real fast. Now, charities can be involved in these, they can be used against the target. Any type of place that a target individual will run to for help in surviving, they can contact and influence. Businesses, charities, homeless shelters, domestic violence shelters, self-help groups, churches, social services, social security, victims assistance services. It doesn't matter, because this is organized crime in the system. Through the illegal tracking, surveillance, and observation in real time at all times of the targeted individual, including even using the targeted individual's own cell phone as a GPS tracker so they know where the target's at, they can basically deduce where a target's going. Through the illegal criminal cyber surveillance of a target, whether it be by their phone, their computer, or any computer that they might use out in public, including at universities, colleges, internet cafes, public libraries, they are able to ascertain what the target is doing. They then through the observation, will deduce that is what they're doing can be a benefit to us, a benefit analysis, or a threat to us, a threat assessment. And they will then, like if a target's looking up a law firm, a news station, the ACLU, whatever, okay, they can then use their influence and then combine it with techniques that they use to influence law firms, lawyers, charities, churches, whatever, to not assist the target. And even they can also be used to assist in perpetrating the criminal realities towards the target individual. And this includes, hold on, I got a chest cold, I've had it for 3 weeks. This also can include making sure that the target individual is found not eligible for social services benefits, social security benefits, victim crime services, food stamps, anything. Because if you want a human trafficking individual to make money off them, you got to take away everything that the target individual has that they would use to sustain themselves. Basic necessities, food, water, shelter. Okay, now you can go to Google right now and you can type in organized stalking, gang stalking, creating homelessness of targets. Do you really believe landlords and property owners, post employees, mail theft and mail delayment, including their rent, no matter what type of mail service is used to mail that rent, including certified mail return receipt, which is what they did with me through the United States Postal Service. Mail theft and mail delayment, intentional, involves conspiracy, criminal intent, and it's a felony. It's a federal felony, but they don't care. Hold on. Okay, so basically, when you research how they create the homelessness of a target, do you really believe that they're creating the homelessness to then just sit back and say, aha, we created the homelessness of Leslie, or aha, we created the homelessness of Miraj Shahan, who's another San Diego target, or Bonnie, who's another Oceanside, California, San Diego County gang stalking target. You can go to Google and type in stoporgangstalking.com. That individual, who appears to be a white female, is being gang stalked all over La Jolla and San Diego County as well. Brian 2, who just left San Diego. Okay, he just got done suing the San Diego Police Department and the FBI for being gang stalked all over San Diego. And then when you research California gang stalking, you'll see that it's happening in multiple other counties. Do you really believe that individuals who do not know each other, who have never spoken to each other, who are describing gang stalking techniques that are all over the internet being perpetrated against them, are telling lies? I don't think so. Go to Google and type in organized stalking and police. You know, my name is Leslie Williams. I'm not involved in any illegal or criminal activity whatsoever. I'm a practicing Christian woman. I've been made homeless as a direct result of being an organized stalking, gang stalking targeted individual. And interstate stalking is another methodology of organized stalking. In order to prove to you just right now, flat out, that I am a target of these crimes, I'm going to play you a couple 15-second long Instagram videos, which are basically nothing but audios of one of the methods that are being perpetrated around me, concerning me, about me, towards me, and against me along my route every day. Remember how I've already mentioned concerning how they will use illegal GPS tracking of the targeted individual's cell phone so they can vector that target's physical location, whether it be mobile or stationary, in order to know where the targeted individual is at, so they can then prop up the organized stalking, harassment, staged events, assaults, false staged arrest, rapes, robberies, anything against the targeted individual. One of the methodologies that they're using towards me in order to intentionally, criminally, mentally harass me, it's called psychological battering, psychological harassment, is to literally prop up people around me every single day, everywhere I go, and have them repeat certain physical gestures and or words or phrases. The physical gestures are identical, the words and phrases are 99.9% identical. Hold on. Some of you can go to YouTube right now and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Catches Gang Stalkers Admitting Sent to Harass Read Comments," which means look at what's in the description of that YouTube video in reference to the read comments part of the YouTube title. I literally caught 3 teenagers getting on the who got on the 928 bus in 2012. The bus I was already on. I literally caught them on a running recording digital tape recorder that I had hidden. I literally caught them admitting that they were put on that bus bus route after I had already got on it. They were put on it down the road on the route. In other words, I got on the bus then left the bus stop where I got on the bus at. The bus proceeded to go along its route. They got on the bus at a different bus stop, which means that they were told when I was on that bus. And then what they did was they intentionally sat right in front of me. I remember it to this day. They sat right in front of me and engaged in these organized stalking, gang stalking, physical gestures, which are related to the sensitization techniques of gang stalking. And this can be Googled. And then basically what I did was I then got off the bus once I got to my bus stop. I went to SDSU that day, did my stuff there, left SDSU, got back on the Green Line trolley, took that to Hazard Center trolley station, rolled my bike over to Friars and Frazee Road, reboarded the 928 in order to take it to Stonecrest Plaza Walmart, where I was hiking right behind it on the hill, right next door to the San Diego FBI, when their building used to be off of Ruffin Road and Aerial Drive, AERO. Okay? Absolutely. Now, when I got on that bus, I started reading a newspaper that was left on the bus. So I don't know if these 3 teenagers were already on the bus in the back or had boarded and I just didn't notice it once I got on the bus and the bus then started driving. But when I got off at my bus stop, off of Stonecrest Plaza Walmart bus, when I got off the bus at Stonecrest Plaza Walmart bus stop, I started walking to my hiking area, and I heard teenagers laughing behind me. So I turned and I looked, and it was them. So I basically asked them, weren't you guys on the bus earlier? And they go, yeah. Just listen to the audio, and you'll clearly hear them admit that a third party by the name of Jamar, a person who I do not know and have not knowingly ever talked to, like I could have talked to him with small talk at a bus stop and not know it. Absolutely. I highly doubt it, though. Anyways, my name is Leslie Williams, so you can go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Catches Gang Stalkers Admitting Sent to Harass, read comments. And make sure you look at what's in the description of that YouTube video, because you'll literally see a video of me at a bus stop 2 months before, almost 2 months to the date I caught him, January 28, 2012, at a bus stop, the bus stop that's dedicated to the Stonecrest Plaza Walmart. Sitting at that bus stop talking about how I was experiencing this along all my routes. And that YouTube video was published before I caught those 2. It was published like the day after it was made. I think around December 6th or 7th of 2011. Now, so another technique that they're using is propping up individuals to get around me along all my routes and literally having them repeat the name of the crime that's happening to me in specific ways. They'll prop people up to have them say gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalker, oh my god, gang stalking, oh my god, gang stalk weird, gang stalk crazy, gang stalk suck my you know what. And I'm going to prove it to what I'm going to prove to you right now is them literally saying 2 men saying gang stalk together, then one says gang stalking, and then that same one says gang of stalking. I'm going to F you up. After I play that one, I'm then going to play you a 15-second long audio of me being on a bus in Yucca Valley, California, which is 160 miles away from La Jolla, where the first event occurred at, which you're going to hear in a second, in 2012. Just listen. Oh, got to turn up the volume. Hold on. Gang stalk, gang stalking, gang of stalking, I'm going to F you up. They're even literally sending me text messages to this phone, literally regurgitating what you just heard, word for word. This is the Yucca Valley incident. Now you can go to YouTube right now and type in Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Yucca Valley Gang Stalking. There's at least 3 or 4 videos there. It's a 4-part video series. Pay close attention to the one that's 10 minutes long. Okay? This is a segment of that 10-minute long video that's on YouTube. And what you're going to basically hear, you will hear a person say, oh my god, if you listen carefully. But what you're going to listen to is a man saying gang stalk, and then a woman just flat out say gang stalking. Okay, now this is 2 events. The Yucca Valley occurred on December 11th, 2012, and the first event that you heard occurred on November 28, 2013, Thanksgiving Day, in La Jolla, 160 miles apart in distance. Same technique. Then propping up people to say the aforementioned words and phrases that I've already aforementioned. So what I'm going to play right now is it occurring, and I got over 1,000 audio files at least of this occurring around me every day. What you're about ready to hear right now is me being at a previous hiking area. That was the hiking area that I was at before I moved to the one that I'm currently staying at. What you're going to do is you're going to listen for an individual to say gang stalk right after I just heard him say gang stalk. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to hear a male say gang stalk right after I just heard him say gang stalk. And then you're going to hear me say, he just said it, and then it stops. And basically what I'm doing there is I'm saying in my tape recorder, he just said it again. That's how it was caught on the tape recorder. So listen carefully. It was caught on May 10th, 2015 at RR Colony 5-1D. Listen. Okay, so basically when I say, did you hear that, it's basically my way of talking to my tape recorder. Okay, so I had my tape recorder on. In fact, that day, I was heading from one location to the area where I had my bike locked up at. And I made a statement in my tape recorder. I said, let's see if anybody bothers me, harasses me, assaults me. Let's see if you hear gang stalk. Oh my God, weird, crazy, whatever. I said that in my tape recorder. And then within a half hour, I left the area, okay, where these statements were made in this tape recorder and walked over to the area where my bike was, unlocked it, and then started walking it out of the area that I was at, where the bike was at. And then I heard it being said in the background. Okay, so I said in my tape recorder, I go, did you hear that? It's just my way of talking to my tape recorder. And then I said, he just said gang stalk. And then as soon as I said that, he said it again. Okay, and that's why you hear me saying he just said it again. Okay, so listen carefully. That proves that I heard what he said, and then he repeated it. I was caught on May 10th, 2015 at RR Colony 5-1D. Listen. And then I said he just said it again. Okay, so the only way that they can prop up all this harassment that I'm enduring along my routes every day, everywhere I go, this is it occurring at Ross Grocery Store 4 days later, May 14th, 2015, off of La Jolla Village Square Drive. It's taking a second. Okay, so fellow American citizens, in order for them to see, one of the main methodologies of gang stalking is to intentionally mentally rape you about what's happening to you. It's called menticide. Okay, hold on a second. It's called menticide, and menticide is basically where they kill who you are mentally. Okay? That's why it's called mental-icide, like homicide, suicide, menticide. You can Google that description to see what it means. And it's basically a campaign that's designed to totally and completely put you in an intentional, victimized mindset. Okay? It's also done to overload your senses and keep you continually, non-stop made aware that you're a target of this crime by bombarding you with the non-stop reminding of you that you're a victim of this crime by propping up people along all your routes every day to have them intentionally remind you that you're a victim of this crime, even though most of the people that are doing it, some of them don't even know what they're doing is gang stalking. Like the ones that are doing the physical gestures probably don't even know what they're doing is gang stalking. They probably, there's an extreme likelihood that they don't even know that other people are doing this to the target individual. And see, what was I gonna say? But see, the target individual knows that they're obviously being tracked and stalked. Okay, they're being covertly stalked, but it's actually tracking. Okay, See, here's where it gets real sticky. See, when you're stalked by one person from place to place to place to place, that's stalking. But in gang stalking, what they do is use different people every day. Sometimes they'll use the same persons. Okay, if they have if they're trying to sensitize you, like say to a specific type of person or a specific ethnic group. Like with white women, they might use black males and Mexican males. With Mexican women, they might use white males and black males. Do you understand? Because what they're basically trying to do is make that woman afraid they're going to be robbed, raped, whatever, by a race that is different from their own. Because we all had these cultural concerns, no matter, most of us do. Let me just put it to you that way, without getting technical. The point being is the whole goal is to put you in a fearful mindset. Because think about this, if you experience 30, 40 different people in one day getting around you and repeating gang stalk, weird, gang stalk, suck my you-know-what, for one, that puts you in a hypervigilant mindset because you think to yourself, how can all this be being done by people I don't know? Therefore, you feel ganged upon. And you also immediately start thinking the only way this can be happening is that if I'm being stalked. Well, you are. But it's actually what's really happening to you is you're being stalked by either one person, 3 people, 5 people, or a group who's then managing all the harassment. And each person that they use are told to do the same exact thing, which makes you feel stalked. Because they got to know where you're at and who you are to do it. Okay? Now, the group that's doing this to you, it can't be just one person. Absolutely not. Because one person can't have multiple different jobs in order to influence police officers to do this to you. Churches, charities, whatever. So it's at least it's a syndicate that's basically doing it to you. Okay? So, in the system, okay, that's got the power, influence to do it, and then they just basically use the techniques and methods to achieve it. So the point being is that you feel though, hold on, so that's basically the stalking of the gang stalking in order to prop up the organized harassment, which is identical everywhere you go every single day. Now, they do this to you. The harassment that you experience is not the only thing that you experience. You experience the covertly created, managed homelessness of you and how they covertly keep it managed. Okay? Absolutely. That's why I said go to Google and type in organized stalking and gang stalking and landlords, property owners, mail theft and mail delayment, like rent, lease agreements, anything. And you can type in city inspectors and gang stalking because they are used. They can be used to deem your apartment as uninhabitable for city code violations. Absolutely. And then once they see and then the landlord is told not to fix it, and then you're made homeless because of it, because they got to make it appear legal. So, my name is Leslie Williams. So what I basically do in reference to creating different hiking areas where I can sleep, be by myself, and places where I can just go to sit and like make videos, whatever. What I do is predict what these little filthy red-ass animal whores are going to do concerning me, about me, around me, towards me, against me, and or any of my property, including my bike, and using any employment description for it. Pardon me. The point being is that in order to prove this criminal reality is happening to me, see, because they're stupid enough to prop up these individuals to get along all my routes to say these things, which I've already proven. You know the one audio file that I just played you concerning how I showed you the tape recorder and talked about how he just said gang stalk and then he said it again? That occurred at a hiking area that I had just moved to from a previous one that they sent me text messages on my phone about, stating that they were going to use the police to have me arrested for illegal lodging. How'd they get my phone number? Okay? The point being is that, and the hiking area that I moved from, before I moved to the hiking area that I moved from, that prompted me to move to the area where the May 10th audio harassment was caught. One of the 2 men that played a role in the Thanksgiving event was directly connected to that area. Absolutely, everybody made videos concerning it. So you can go to Google and YouTube and type in "learning disabled woman catches gang stalking," catches gang stalking caught in your face. "Learning disabled woman exposes evidence of gang stalking." Trust me, you'll find the videos. I got hundreds of them all over the internet. The point being is that what I am trying to do, in part, is prove that I'm being stalked from hiking area to hiking area to hiking area. Excuse me. Why? Because I'm trying to intentionally prove the gross negligence of duty of the law enforcement agencies who have violated my civil rights on the most extreme basis by not filing a police report that I'm being gang stalked and by not honestly, uncorruptedly investigating it. I'm also proving it because if they'll stalk you to your hiking areas, then that should automatically tell anybody that I'm being stalked where I live at. So if you go to Google and type in how gang stalking targets are gang stalked to their apartment complexes, their homes, motel rooms, and how they create homelessness, you'll clearly be able to see that, well, they'll stalk you to your apartment, they'll stalk you and then create the homelessness, then stalk you to a motel. Then you obviously be able to synthesize all of these together in order to be able to see how they work together to achieve their criminal motivation. Eventual human trafficking, including, but not limited to, inside a syndicated run, organized crime group home that they put you in by claiming that you're mentally ill and can't take care of yourself because you're homeless and you think you're being stalked by people you don't know. It's how they get the illegal syndicated probate control to put you in this group home, which is the reason why they made you homeless. Or they'll put you in prison and use you as a straw person for federal, state, and local funds. And human trafficking does occur in prison, detention centers, jails. You better believe it does. Absolutely. And the gang stalking does also occur in these aforementioned descriptions. Google it. See, this is organized crime in the system, baby cakes. They'll even have you gang stalked to a psychiatric ward in any area, neighborhood hospital, okay, and or county mental health. Absolutely. Because it's organized crime in the system. Basically, the whole goal of you is to treat you like a literal animal until you disappear concerning who you are personally, okay, spiritually, psychologically, so that you can be used for their criminal aspirations. They're basically raping who you are as a person in every aspect of your life in order to do what they want to you. To make money off you. So, what I do is I predict what these little right-ass animal whores are going to do, propping up certain employment descriptions around me. Like today, this morning I made a tweet saying that I'm going to go survey HA areas. And they know that HA areas mean hiking areas because I've made videos stating this effect, or stating, making these statements. Okay? So, if they're sending me text messages, which they are, regurgitating what I'm doing on Twitter, do you really honestly think that they're not seeing what I'm posting on Twitter every day? Go to Google and type in cyber surveillance and gang stalking. In fact, go to YouTube and type in gang stalking bullying on steroids. You'll flat out see a Lieutenant Larry Richards of the Santa Cruz Police Department flat out state that gang stalking's been going on forever and that it's even reached out into the cyber world. Cyber surveillance is all over the internet to be a direct, covert method of gang stalking because they have to be able to see what you're doing, okay, for threat assessment purposes and a benefit analysis. I.e., I make a tweet saying that I'm going today to survey HA areas, okay, and then I made some predictions concerning what types of persons might cause me problems, okay, once I go to these areas. Now, they have to make it appear that me being seen going to these areas, okay, like say if a target individual is staying in a wooded area, a park, whatever, they can easily prop up city employees, electrical company employees, water and sewage, neighbors, teenagers, kids, homeless men, homeless women, drug addicts, alcoholics. They can prop up anybody, mentally ill people, because they have to make it appear that the police have to make it appear that they have a normal appearing, legitimate, plausible deniability for knowing that you're in the area. Otherwise, it'll be transparent that they are involved. So go to Google and type in gang stalking and police, gang stalking and electrical company personnel, gang stalking and public workers, gang stalking and neighbors, homeless men, homeless women, mentally ill people. Students, kids, teenagers, they will literally use anybody, because the individuals they're used, all depending on the type of individual that they use, are told lies, given small amounts of money. It all depends on, like a homeless man, they might promise them clothes from Goodwill or Salvation Army, or a Walmart card that's got 30 bucks on it, 20 bucks, whatever. They'll use anybody and everybody because they have to make it appear, that the police do, have to make, or any law enforcement, have to make it appear that when they approach the target concerning going to an area they're going to surveil the whole time they're there, they have to make it appear that they know the target's there through normal appearing reasons, including saying, well, this is my job of being in the area. Absolutely. Remember how I talked about the city inspectors? Hold on. I let this train go by. Hold on 1 second. Why do you think cable installers, electric company personnel, social services workers, police officers, firefighters, doctors, nurses, judges, lawyers, why do you think that these aforementioned descriptions are all over the internet to be directly being implicated to be directly involved in gang stalking if they're not? I mean, come on. Logic and probabilities, statistical analysis. When you type in gang stalking and police and get 10,000, 100,000, 200,000, a million responses, do you really think that that's an accident? People who do not know each other are describing what's happening to them and how the police are involved, and it's an accident? Do you really believe that? Of course you don't. Well, the same thing pertaining to these other descriptions that I've aforementioned. Look at the amount of Google-generated numeric responses that come up. It's a syndicate. Okay? So, what I'm doing, and for the next 90, what I'm basically doing is taking them from hiking area to hiking area to hiking area to hiking area to prove that I'm being tracked and surveilled to each one in order to give me illegal lodging tickets, to arrest me for it. And when they arrest you, they will steal all your money, your food stamp card, your identification, your evidence, your cameras, your phones. They will take everything and anything from you that you use to sustain yourself, and even your bus card, okay, because that's how you get around. They will take everything that you have from, including police, absolutely. They will take anything and everything from you that you use to sustain yourself, to feed yourself. It's very easy to human traffic somebody if they have no money or anything to feed themselves. They'll steal your camping gear, your tents, your clothes, your sleeping bags, everything. If I come back to any HA area today and find my stuff missing, it'll be a direct result of gang stalking, period. Because what you got to understand here is that these filthy whores don't want you to be able to stay independent. Because you being independent puts up obstacles for them to be able to achieve their objective. Me predicting what they're going to do causes them major problems. I.e., listen to this, but hold on a second. Go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. Now, that's me being assaulted on an MTS bus. Listen carefully to this, because this right there will tell you automatically in your face that this is organized crime and a system that is perpetrating these criminal realities concerning me. Let me light my cigarette. You can go to YouTube or Google and you can type in MTS, which is Metropolitan Transportation Services for San Diego. Go to YouTube and Google, especially YouTube, and type in MTS buses, MTS transportation, and search and research videos of people boarding the MTS bus, no matter what it is, whether people are boarding it or somebody's already on it or whatever. Look at those videos until you find at least 2 videos showing how the back door that's on the bus is on the same side of the bus that the front door is on. Okay, now hold that thought in your mind. That's the first thing to watch for. The second thing to watch for is notice how that the rail that holds the mirror that's right next to the back door, okay, on the bus, is on the same side of the bus as the back door's on. Okay, so what do we got? We got 2 things here. How the back door that's on the bus on MTS buses is on the same side of the bus that the front door is on. Okay? Then how at that back door there's a rail that holds a mirror is right next to that back door. Now, Go to YouTube and type in "learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus." Why is the back door intermittently on the wrong side of the bus in that video? Why is the rail that holds the mirror on the wrong side of the bus in that video? And why is the mirror backwards? And here's the kicker. Why is me and the individual who assaulted me sitting on the opposite side of the bus in the video in reference to where we were actually sitting at the day of the assault? They altered that video out of haste because of what that individual was doing with his hands 5 minutes before the assault. Absolutely. Hold on. Absolutely. Okay? Hold on. Then when they seen that that probably wasn't going to be enough, they then shortened the video down to 2 minutes, so it wasn't even shown at all. Okay? They were basically killing two birds with one stone concerning that. Plus the video has no sound, and that's not the only thing that's wrong with that video, baby cakes. Absolutely. So, now here's another thing. Go in the description of that YouTube video. You'll literally read everything that's in it, and then what you're basically literally, the most important thing is to look at the blog that's at the bottom of the description of that YouTube video. Click on it. Once you open it up, read everything that's in it, and then scroll down towards the bottom of the blog and look for an attached PDF link that's titled Assault 11. Click on it. And basically what that is a printed out scanned email that I made 11 days before, predicting that I'd be assaulted either riding my bike, walking, or on public transportation. And 11 days later I was brutally assaulted on public transportation. What is the likelihood of that occurring? 1 of 5 assaults. All 5 assaults have been predicted. The morning of the assault, I literally made a statement in my tape recorder before the bus arrived. Let's see if anything happens on this bus. And why was my cell phone jammed when I tried to call 911? It wouldn't start working until after the guy had completely left the area. Why is the police report concerning that assault falsified and facts omitted? Fellow American citizens, what I'm doing, it's my divine right to stay safe. It's my divine right to expose anybody that is trying to hurt me, steal my property, or hurt my finances, or take me to a second, third, or fourth location that causes me to be hurt. Am I being intimidated right now by specific law enforcement concerning where I'm staying at, which they believe will psychologically motivate me to move to an area so I won't get arrested for illegal lodging, an isolated area where no one can hear me scream? So a rape can happen as a result, robberies, okay, theft of everything I own, okay, leaving me with nothing while being raped, or worse. So when you salute and hail your law enforcement, maybe you just might want to think twice about what they're really about them concerning what they're involved in. And I'm not saying they're all involved in it, because I highly suspect they're not. But let me just put it to you this way. Why have over 26 separate San Diego police officers denied my right to make a police report about being gang stalked? Okay, fellow American citizens, so what I'm doing for the next 6 months, if I'm arrested for illegal lodging, no matter where I'm at, if my property is taken, including my bike, which is always hidden at a separate location, okay, locked up. They're flattening my tires, okay, periodically as well. That's done to produce anxiety. Like when I leave my area, I think to myself, well, once I get to my bike, is my schedule going to be affected as a result of the bike being stolen and or damaged in a way to where, like, flat tires or screwing around with the chain or whatever? Because they know I use that bike to carry property when I'm moving from place to place to place to place, and for groceries, including water. They know it. They stole 3 bikes of mine in Michigan, and that's why I originally brought up interstate stalking. How was I gang stalked from Michigan to San Diego in 2 separate calendar years? Okay, 2006 and 2011, and non-stop since 2011 I've been gang stalked all over San Diego County and in Yucca Valley. How? Ask yourself this simple question. So, fellow American citizens, and they're hacking into my blogs. They've been hacking into my blogs and posts on forums ever since, way back since 2007, 8, and 9. Okay, absolutely, and my email accounts, absolutely. They even sent me text messages stating that we're hacking into your YouTube videos, and they sent me one text message stating we're hacking into your blog as we speak. What does that tell you? Okay, so in closing, go to YouTube and type in UCSD and Law Library Are They Networking Gang Stalking? Excuse me. There's a massive amount of evidence in that blog. Please pay attention to every single thing in that blog. Okay? And you will come to understand the factual realities of the horrific criminalities of these crimes and what we endure on a daily basis by people that we do not know in any way, shape, or form. This is how I have to live on a daily basis, everybody. Predicting what's going to happen to me, what might, every day. While being intentionally made to live in fear that I'm going to be arrested for illegal lodging. I literally got to live this way every day. Every day. Would you want to live this way? Would you not do what I'm doing, okay, to prove the criminality of the law enforcement that is supposed to be doing their jobs concerning what's happening to you? When I bought this pack of cigarettes that the cigarettes came from, I paid taxes on it to pay the salaries of these municipal workers, police officers, firefighters who engage in gang stalking. I'm paying the people to do this to me. So, this is a prediction video. If anything happens concerning me, about me, around me, towards me, or against me, arrest, robberies, arrest for illegal lodging, tickets for illegal encroachment, rape, robbery, anything that assaults, anything that happens concerning me, about me, around me, towards me, or against me in the next 6 months, I don't give a shit how it's propped up, who plays a role in it, and they will stage tag teaming events. Using neighbors, landscape workers, construction workers, city employees, RR employees. They'll use anybody. Homeless men, mentally ill people, drunks, drug addicts. They'll use anybody, literally, to cause and create problems to either psychologically motivate me to move, okay, or arrest me for illegal lodging, or tell me I gotta move. This is also done to tie me up in the constant busyness of moving so I don't have time to prepare to and go to lawyers. Absolutely. Thanks for listening, everybody. Please say a prayer for my safety. I'm not involved in any illegal or criminal. I don't even drink. I'm not involved in any illegal or criminal activity. I don't steal. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. Basically, the only thing I do is wake up every morning and I say my morning prayer. I pack up my sleeping bags and my pajamas. I hide them. I then leave for the day. I mind my own business. Every single place I go, I bother nobody in no way. And I'm being gang stalked along all my routes and at my hiking areas. And this is how I live. So I'm sharing my story with you so you can become informed, so you can educate yourself concerning these criminal realities, so you can protect yourself, your loved ones, your friends, and your community. I do appreciate you listening, everybody. I got to say goodbye because I got stuff to do today. Have a good day. God bless.